Le Pestilence. I love this weapon. It is de facto my favourite weapon in the entire game. No one can tell me otherwise. I think it is brilliant. However, despite my love for this weapon, and I may be viewing it through rose tinted glasses and certain times, being like, oh my god, it's amazing, like I did at the start of this bloody video. It's, um, yeah, there is one huge glaring issue with Pestilence. Well, actually, there's three. First one being, let me know when you see it. I'll give you a hint. Start from the bottom and go up. Just one. The second one is a lot of people actually have no idea how to build this, which is surprising. And the third part being a lot of people focus way too much on that tick and they don't realize what it actually means. Just to put this into perspective, I like saying that, don't I? Let's put this into perspective. My crits hit for typically on like a body shot within range will hit for 705, 926. My non-crits hit for 251, 219. I have about, I think it's a 55% crit chance on this build, which means my total crits are 38,825,950, approximately, out of a 100 round magazine. My total non-crits are 11,304,855. If by some miracle I am able to maintain maximum stacks on the debuff throughout an entire magazine, that will give me 10 ticks. My tick is 1,256,097. So 10 ticks is 12,560,970. Total bullet damage across a magazine is 50,130,785. If I add in the ticks, I go to 62,691,755. This is only a 25% increase. Well, I say only. That is a huge increase in damage. It's 25.6% increase in my overall damage across a magazine, which is great. In terms of DPS, this is barely like an 8% increase in DPS, if that, which is less impressive. But I see so many people be like, oh yeah, I can hit like 1.8 mil on tick. Yeah, that's cool, but what's the ratio for it for your bullet damage? Now, I have said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you are focused on the damage that your tick is able to do, you are 100% playing Pestilence wrong. You are able to get up to 40% damage of your overall output being your tick damage. However, the higher you are actually going on your tick to bullet damage ratio, the worse your build is. Like, categorically, there's no way around it. Pestilence just doesn't work any other way. Theoretically, from a mathematical standpoint, you do not really need that much more than 912,000 damage at maximum tick. You really do need to focus more on your bullet damage. Now, there does come a caveat with this. A lot of people like higher tick damage simply because LMGs come with the curse of the suppressed. So obviously, if you can build up enough stacks on something, by the time it's suppressed, they hide in cover, the tick will finish them off. I get it. But I see so many videos being like, oh yeah, this is the best LMG build. It hits like 1.8 mil tick. That's great. Have a look at your bullet damage. You're barely doing over 200k a shot. Like, across everything. Build it as a normal crit weapon. You will get more damage out of it. There are so many weird and wacky things I have seen people do. I think one of my favourite ones at the moment, and by favourite I mean I want to friggin' hang myself, 2-piece Heartbreaker. No matter how you work your 2-piece Heartbreaker into your build, you will have a bad build. I see so many people do this. see so many people like flop in on the old 2-piece Heartbreaker. You will either sacrifice 6% crit chance and 12% crit damage, which is a net loss, despite the fact that you're gaining 15% LMG damage, it's still a net loss, or you're going to sacrifice 12% crit chance or 24% critical hit damage. Again, this is an even greater net loss. There is no point doing 2-piece Heartbreaker. It's just straight up terrible. Now, the top collection of numbers are the ones I spouted out earlier. So 705, 926 was my average crit at within optimal range. Total number of crits, 38 mil, non-crits, tick. The number that doesn't actually have a title over it is the total across the magazine. So the top one, the 50 mil, is with my crits and non-crits, and the 62 mil is taking the tick into account. The bottom set of numbers, 605, 900, 279, 216, and then yeah, that is the crit, non-crit, tick, total without tick, and total with tick on what I have found to be the most common Heartbreaker setup. Despite the fact that they've got all this extra LMG damage, the only area they're actually beating me is in about 28k on the non-crits. I'm doing nearly 100k more on my crits. I'm doing 50k more on my tick, and the overall percentage increases, I'm doing near enough like 15 to 20% more damage. Okay. Like, in terms of DPS, because both builds have no fire rate increase, which means my DPS and my sustain is going to be so much higher. Like, stop putting Heartbreaker into your builds, ladies and gentlemen. On another weird one, due to the changes of strikers, I can now see in strikers plus Pestilence becoming an actual thing. The ticks are not subject to the striker's stacks. However, due to the massive increase in damage potential, you are very, very easily able to work around. As long as you're able to get over, like I said, 912,000 on your tick, which is easily doable, just put a pair of contractor's gloves on. Done. You will be fine. So, takeaways from this. If you see people bragging about the size of their tick, leave it alone. It's not even remotely worth it. It's pointless. It's dumb. That's not how you should build Pestilence. If you see people using 2-piece Heartbreaker, move on, because I can guarantee it's a bad build, because there's no Heartbreaker setup, 2-piece Heartbreaker setup with Pestilence that's actually remotely good. Strikers is now going to potentially be a thing, and if you are going to use Pestilence, just, although, like I said, for me it's my absolute favourite weapon, but in the long run, and the grand scheme of things, it's not actually that good of a weapon. It just isn't. I'm sorry. Like, it hurts me more than it hurts you, but yeah. When you do build a Pestilence, I absolutely recommend 2-piece Petrov for that 10% weapon handling. Pestilence can be a bit of a sustain monster if you build it correctly. That 2-piece Petrov is kind of imperative for getting that. It's going to increase your reload, your accuracy. It's just, yeah, it's only 10% weapon handling, but it honestly does so much for the build. This is the build that I'm running. As far as I've tested, this is pretty much the highest potential output you can get from Pestilence. Anyway, have fun, good luck, don't die, it's bad for the health.